Former Minister of Finance, Kemi Adeosun, has described as the best her decision to resign from the late President Muhammadu Buhari's cabinet in 2018 as a result of the controversy over her National Youth Service Corps certificate. Speaking on Inside Sources with Laolu Akande on Channels Television on Friday, Adeosun stated that she made a principled decision to protect the integrity of public office rather than a concession of guilt. Adeosun said the decision to quit was guided by the need to shield the office of the Minister of Finance from distractions, especially while she challenged the matter in court. People kept asking, why did I resign? That no one resigns as Minister of Finance as I did. I still think it was the right thing for me to do. My resignation is a matter of principle and not an admission of wrongdoing. It was a step to protect the office of the Minister of Finance and defend my reputation, she stated. Explaining why she chose not to remain in office while pursuing legal redress, Adeosun said, "I can't be attending local and international meetings as Minister of Finance and also appearing in court in a case of integrity and reputation." She dismissed the idea of suing the government while holding one of its top economic positions. I knew I would need to go to court to clear my name, and doing so was not compatible with being Minister of Finance, representing Nigeria at the highest level, she said. Adeosun recalled her final conversation with Buhari, saying, "I went to see Mr. President, and I said, Mr. President, I need to go. I need to go to court because I have to clear my name." She said Buhari supported the decision. "These names are leased from our children and our grandchildren. You don't destroy your name because you want to stay as minister," she added. The controversy that forced her resignation revolved around her NYSC status. In July 2021, the Federal High Court in Abuja ruled that she was never legally required to participate in the scheme, as she was not a Nigerian citizen at the time of graduation or when she turned 30, the cutoff age for compulsory service. Adeosun graduated from the University of East London in 1989 at the age of 22. Justice Taiwo Taiwo, who delivered the judgment, said her ministerial appointment was neither illegal nor unconstitutional, as the Constitution did not mandate the presentation of an NYSC certificate. Her legal representation, led by Chief Wole Olanipekun, SAN, had filed the suit in March 2021 to challenge the eligibility claim. The court held that the 1979 Constitution, under which she graduated, did not recognize dual citizenship, which disqualified her from the NYSC. By the time citizenship laws changed in her favor, she had already passed the age limit. Beyond the legal clarification, Adeosun weighed in on ongoing economic reforms, especially fuel subsidy and taxation. She maintained that subsidy payments were unsustainable and well understood as a fiscal burden within government circles. Adeosun said, "There was no minister who did not know that subsidy was killing us. We had consumption figures of about 65 million liters per day with only about 10 million cars. It was not possible. She warned that subsidy funds had been draining key sectors of the economy. Money spent on subsidy is money you can't spend on roads, education or health, she said. While supporting reforms, she stressed the need for long-term buffers, saying, "You need structural solutions, not just palliatives, to help people absorb policy changes." On tax reform, she highlighted the resistance often faced by finance ministers. When you're Minister of Finance, the word "no" becomes your watchword. If your finance minister is loved by everybody, they're probably not doing much of a job, she added. Adeosun defended the voluntary assets and income declaration scheme, introduced under her watch, to broaden the tax base. She also lauded the current push towards harmonized identity data across agencies. The ex-minister said, "I was excited when I saw moves to harmonize data. We've had TIN, NIN, BVN, too many numbers." Once you harmonize data, it becomes very difficult to hide. She added, "Once you have data, and with AI, you can see very quickly who is not playing the game fairly." Addressing the growing insecurity in the country, Adeosun shared a personal encounter during her time in office. "It was extremely scary," she said, recounting how she was robbed at knife point in her home. "I never slept in that house again." Despite that, she expressed hope in the current administration's commitment to security. Insecurity didn't start overnight, and it won't end overnight. But what matters is that there is now a clear will to tackle it, Adeosun said. Now fully outside government, Adeosun has channeled her energy into Dash Me Stores, a charity initiative she launched in 2021. She disclosed that the nonprofit has so far raised over N500 meters to support orphanages and vulnerable communities. "We started in 2021 with one store. We're now on our 5th store and expanding," she said. Dash Me has locations in Lagos and Abuja, with plans to launch outlets in Abeokuta, Ibadan, Kano, Port Harcourt and more parts of the FCT. She stressed that the initiative is fully charitable. According to her, Dash Me has built 4 orphanages, renovated several others and revived abandoned projects. Children's lives are unstable enough without landlords issuing quit notices. They deserve to be in their own homes, she said. She noted that some setbacks had occurred, including a recent act of vandalism. It was painful, especially because it was pointless. But we'll soldier on and complete the project, she added. On poverty, Adeosun insisted it should be viewed from a global lens. The former minister said, "Every country has a metric for classifying poverty. Because of our numbers, there will always be a core of poverty that remains." For her, the real target is social mobility. What matters is whether people are able to move from poverty into the middle or lower middle class. The worst kind of poverty is generational poverty, where generation after generation remains poor with no social mobility. She maintained that education and enterprise remain the most effective ways out of poverty, creating ripple effects across households and communities. Adeosun concluded by challenging Nigerians to take the lead in development rather than waiting on the government.